So guys, according to the news reaching us right now is that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu seek National Assembly approval for $21.5 billion loan and the 758 billion naira bond to clear pension arrears. So when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cleared the debt of Nigeria, get the point. We thought that we are not going to at least build on the things we have. You get the point, and work on the things we have. Use what we have in Nigeria to build ourselves and look away from all this borrowing. We don't know that more borrowing is at the head. We don't know that more borrowing is at the head. According to the cable newspaper you are seeing here, they are about to borrow another money. And the funniest part is that the National Assembly will not have any other thing to do than to make sure that this particular thing will be approved. I get me. There's no room to debate it. They will not debate anything that has to do with this particular borrowing. They will borrow it. There's nothing wrong in borrowing for a country. There's nothing wrong in borrowing. But the thing is that if you are borrowing all this money, the citizens of the country are not seeing anything that you are borrowing the money for. That's the problem we have in our country. Okay, what is this? That's the problem we have. We don't see anything that you people are doing with this money for us. At least if you borrow and the citizens are confirming that this thing you are doing, you are borrowing, this is where the thing is going. At least we will say yes. You want to borrow that one, go and borrow because the thing is working for us, but nothing. But let's hear the full gist from the cable newspaper according to what they put up on their listing. And this particular information is coming on the May 27th, 2025, 5:17 p.m. You get the point, as you can see. Now, President Bola Tinubu has written to the Senate requesting approval for a new external borrowing plan totaling over $21.5 billion. Tinubu is also seeking the Red Chamber green light to issue federal government bond worth 758 billion naira to settle outstanding pension liabilities under the Contributory Pension Scheme (CPS). The request was contained in two separate letters read during plenary on Tuesday by Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Tinubu said the proposed external borrowing is part of the federal government's 2025-2026 borrowing plan, which focuses on key sectors of the economy. The 2025-2026 borrowing plan covers all sectors with specific emphasis on infrastructure, agriculture, health, education, water, supply, growth, security, and employment generation, as well as financial and monetary reforms, among others, the letter read. The president noted that the total external facility being sought includes $21,543,647,912 and the €2,193,856,342.54 and 15 billion, in addition to a 65 billion grant euro. He said the loan are necessary to address Nigeria's infrastructure deficits and economic shock occasioned by subsidy removal. In light of the significant infrastructure deficits in the country and the pursuit of financial resources needed to address this gap amid declining domestic demand, it has become essential to pursue prudent economic borrowing to close the financial shortfall, Tinubu said. The president said the fund would be invested in critical national projects including railways, healthcare, and other infrastructure that span the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). This initiative aims to generate employment, promote skill acquisition, foster entrepreneurship, reduce poverty, and enhance food security, as well as to improve the livelihood of Nigeria, he said. In a separate letter, Tinubu asked the Senate to approve the issuance of government bond in the domestic market to settle CPS liabilities. He said the request, totaling 757, 983, 246, 572 billion naira, is aimed at clearing backlog caused by the federal government's inability to fully implement the provision of the Pension Reform Act (PRA) 2014. The Senate is invited to note that the federal government has not been compliant with the implementation of the above provision of the PRA 2014 over the years due to revenue challenges, leading to accumulation of pension arrears with the attendants ICU retirees. The letter read, Tinubu said the proposal to issue bond for this proposed has been approved by the Federal Executive Council (FEC) at its meeting on Friday, on February 4th, 2025. Tinubu said the move would improve the welfare of retirees and boost liquidity in the economy. It will enable the federal government of Nigeria to meet obligations under the CPS and restore confidence in the pension industry, he said. It will also ensure positive welfare, even for the retirees, as this will enable them to meet the basic needs, improve health, and avoid untimely death. Tinubu urged the Senate to give expedient consideration to both requests, pledging transparency and accountability in the utilization of the fund. While I look forward to the progression and timely approval of the House of Representatives, please accept, your Honorable Speaker, the assurance of my high regard, he wrote. Akpabio referred both requests to the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt for further legislative action. The committee is expected to report back to the Senate within 2 weeks. Now, like I said before, we are not against the government borrowing money. Like some of the things that is mentioned here that they are going to use this particular money to do now is that we are not seeing anything after all this borrowing. We are not seeing anything. Nothing is happening. Nigeria keep being in one place. Nigeria is not developing. Nigeria keep answering a developing country. Every time they will be borrowing billions